Apparently, the people that attacked various locations in Paris were the refugees from, I believe it's Syria, right? Syria are the refugees all moving over right now to the European.
They've been moving for like a good year almost, right?
Mm. So they were
Different
saying how
places.
the people that attacked Paris were the
Yeah.
refugees that they allowed into Paris. So now, because of all the events happening in Syria, they now want to cut off. I'm not sure if they're trying to cut off or just reduce, but we'll say they're trying to cut off. If they cut off, that means these refugees will be forced to go back to pretty much to die in Syria. In order to protect your home, do you look out for your home, or as a nation obligated kind of, you have a moral sense to protect people? So you want to accept the refugees, but because the last time you accepted refugees, they ended up attacking you domestically. So now do you protect?
It was not the refugees that attacked.
It wasn't the refugee, but the attackers
What?
posed as refugees
Uh-huh.
and got in. So now they just want to cutting off the supply, the number of refugees from entering. So is it wrong for them to cut off to protect themselves, or world power, they should help those in need?
To be honest, I don't think it makes much of a difference whether they cut it off or not, because there's always going to be people who are sympathetic to the cause, and those people are always going to be willing to help.
Because I know Russia's saying they were going to open up their doors to allow another like 1 or 2 million people in. So now, what if everyone that's allowing these refugees in, they all get attacked, and then everyone now just shuts it off?
What if that happens? Is that what
Yes.
you're asking?
Is that right for them to do that? It's like you're letting homeless people come into your apartment to sleep. Nothing happens, but now all of us, but now one day, you come home and you realize your wallet's missing, and then you find out that the homeless person that you let in here is the one that took it. So do you allow more homeless people in order to give them uh, a place to live, or do you need to protect those that are actually legitimately living here before helping
That's
those in need?
I think you let the refugees in and then conscript them and then send them to the front. Mandatory military service for all refugees.
Reduce our tank cooldown time.
I don't think it would make much of a difference even if you cut them off, because like I said, people who are people who want to help their cause are gonna be.
But generally, it seems to be people among the refugees who are more diehard about this sort of
They themselves even said that they have what 70 people within America who've been trained and can strike at any time. And probably those people are some students in college who really, really want to help ISIS out, you know?
And then the students suddenly say, never mind, I want to play Street Fighter. And then do another day where they don't want to do it. Because you can live here comfortably. You can eat hamburgers. You don't have to do that kind of shit to be happy. You have everything else to do.
I mean, that's how a lower people, someone who does not have ideals would think, you know, oh, I can just work at McDonald's every day. I can just eat. I can have children. I can watch porn in America.
No, I'm just saying the sympathetics in the here in the Western countries, at least in the United States, aren't as strong as the ones Middle East and maybe stronger in Europe, strongest in Middle East. Because I think the environment allows that kind of spirit in people. But here, it's difficult. How come they haven't attacked yet? How come there hasn't been any events yet? Probably due to higher security. But it's not difficult to do what they did. Those very people who claim to have some sort of ideal and blow themselves up for the cause would actually be swayed by very material things and life based on by eating and
I think the people within Syria would be. Oh no! Anyways, I think the people within Syria would be even more likely to be swayed by materialistic desires than the people within America. Because after seeing the corruption, the decadence of the people within the U.S. compared to like a more religious way of living, I think they would definitely feel more compelled to blow people up than people in Syria who probably haven't gotten a good meal in like a long time. Maybe a lot of them are farmers, and once they see, like, once they have good food and like try living in America or something, they have a much higher chance of being slave.
Maybe there's a chance that the poor people likely sacrifice themselves for some idea because they don't have much else to live for or much choice to do anything else that's more exciting.
But once they're exposed, I'm saying like if you put
Poor people are less educated too, so they tend to follow this kind of stupid ideal shit.
and since they're less educated, they would also not be able to resist material desires if they're presented with it. It's probably much easier to bribe a poor person who's less educated than a person who's
have
kind of
nothing to
already.
lose.
Bribe them with religion, and it works.
Yes, religion maintains peace, but also at the same time it starts war.
You could bribe them with heaven. Go blow yourself up to go to heaven.
That's what they do now, no?
I don't-
Allah commands that you must
Yeah,
attack.
with the 80 virgins or whatever. But I don't know if they actually believe that or not.